Hi friends, I'm Olga Koelsch and welcome to my studio. Today we're gonna paint white lilies. I know that white flowers, it's a tricky thing to do, and many beginners or even professional artists avoid to paint white flowers, but I will show you just few tricks and we paint a very easy lovely bouquet of white lilies. Let's start. Here is the reference for our white lily bouquet. So let's start again with some sketch. What's important to remember is amount of petals. And lily has 6 petals which overlap one after another. So 3 are on the top and 3 on underneath, and also 6 stamens. That's enough what we need to remember, and also we add some variety to the leaves. Not everything will look from the front, but from different angles. Add some curves to your sketch to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One is missing, so that's can't be. Let's add 1. And I suggest to make 3 main leaves, and the third one will be from the side. Today is wonderful sunshine in my studio. I'm so happy about that. It's quite a rare thing, and I really enjoy it so much. So this we have a C curve with main flowers, and of course we will add some leaves around to make it interesting, nice, and the most important, to emphasize the white. The difficult with white color is there is no white color in watercolor, so to paint something white you basically need not to paint some areas, and we will keep this in mind. And if you look on our white flowers, they have some shades, and to make these shades I just make very diluted mixture from whatever I have in my palette. It's some greens, blues, and to make it more grayish I add Van Dyke brown. It could be any brown. The main thing, it should be very diluted, I guess, like this. And we emphasize the main vine of lily and shades. So I paint now only shades on the leaves, on the petals. I leave one by one only shades on the petals. I distribute a little bit of watercolor to make it nicer, to make it more contrast, to show the main vine. And with another brush, with another brush I add some olive green in the middle in the vines, and this will be a very nice combination of warm green and cold green, and contrasts are always play very well for us. I want to remove a little bit of pencil strokes, because for our white flowers the tender sketch we have the better. And again I take this weird colored mixture grayish, and I will start with the top flower because it's mostly in the dark and it shades which comes after overlapping with another petals. So I could be very brave here in adding this grayish mixture. It would not be too much, but do not forget to leave empty, just white areas. And always think from which side sun is shining. In our case, sun is shining from the top and a little bit from the left. So dark areas will be on this side. Again, with olive green, I emphasize a little bit the main vine, and also the underneath of petal has more of this beautiful olive greenish color. And I drag the color out with clean brush. In some areas I want to have it more bold. I do like this. So we have our top, and now we will paint the middle one. Again, our grayish greenish color, and this is very curvy. The darker areas will be in between petals, everywhere where the petals overlap. So you see how with the help of grayish color we just build in the shape of our flowers, of our lilies. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not easy to maintain this amount. So don't be afraid to add contrasts and shades and divide petals in this way. In few areas you could take clean and dry brush and smooth the color a little bit by dragging it out. Just dry clean brush goes like this. And also we show the main vine. We show underneath the petal where the curves goes. And with green olive brush we add some coloration to the middle vine. With the tip of the brush, just with the tip of the brush, something like this. Now we need to make the greenery around. To make nice green color, I'm taking cerulean green. If you do not have, you could mix some green color and add ultraviolet, and it will make similar shade. And now with the brush, with this brush, I'm painting leaves. Lilies have long and very bold leaves. And I try to place the leaves around white petals. So once I paint a green petal around white, we could actually see this white petal. For example, here underneath this white petal, I'm painting the green one, and suddenly we have very certain white petal. Same here. here. When I paint leaves, I use different sides of my brush. I usually start with the bottom of my brush and finish the move on the top. So I press on the brush and I let it go. To make our greenery more interesting, I'm going to add some darker green color in some areas, so to make them nicely mix with each other. Also, any brownish colors will fit very nicely, and important to do it while our leaves are still wet to avoid unnecessary stains. And remember, the darker color should be on the root of the leaf, because petals also create some shades, and that's how we will show it. So I just keep add leaves. It's always nice to add some white areas to show the main vine of the leaf. Sometimes I start from the tip of the leaf and go to the root. Here and there I add very bold green mixture and combine it with different dark colors. I like to use Van Dyke, for example. It's very beautiful shades of brown, but also sepia would be very good for this scenario. And we paint in loose techniques, so no need to be afraid that something goes wrong. You just enjoy. So it's time to divide these two buds, and to divide them we need to add more greenery in between. And it's a little bit tricky, but you need to fill in gaps between these two buds, and you need to do it to follow the move of the leaf. For example, some leaves could overlap. Let them dry a little bit. We will come back there, and we could add some greenery here and here. So we have different directions of our leaves, which is nice, which makes our bouquet very vivid, very unique. Let's have a look. Here could be something, and here. So let's come back here. I want to use a little bit lighter version. Almost done. I think you could be very creative in this process. It's really nice to paint leaves. It's always adds movements to your painting and interesting diversity. But it's also important to stop on the right moment. And now let's make final touches with stamens. I'm taking burnt sienna or any bright brownish color, and I mix it a little bit with our greenish mixture to make it less bright color. I think it's nice to have some contrast. I even take Peruvian orange or any orange you have in your palette. And let's be very attentive because we have to make only 6 stamens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Although they are painted in very loose and very free technique, it's always nice to keep few things very precise amount of petals. I paint very carefully with the tip of my brush and I add some variety. Sometimes stamens are more green and sometimes they are more red and different directions. Now, as some last touch, I would like to emphasize just few of shades. So I try to create some grayish shade, but a little bit deeper, and I want to make it colder. To make it cooler, I just take the leftovers of blue from my palette and I just very carefully add some. No, it's a little bit too green, so I keep mixing until I get nice greenish, grayish mixture. Let's try this. So I just add some contrast to some places. For example, I want to separate these two buds, and I could do it basically with use of darker shades and to show this this border where the buds are divided, something like this. And while it is still wet, I want to add a little bit of greenery here. And now we keep emphasizing, they keep dividing petals inside this big flower. We just go with the second layer just around the border of the flower. So what I see now, we are almost done. I like this hint of olive green here. I want to connect it a little bit with the other flower. So I take olive green, very diluted, and I add just a little bit of olive green shade to this and that, to these two petals. So our story is a little bit connected. This is it. We are done. I hope you enjoyed the process. I hope now you have less fear to paint white flowers. If you have suggestions for other tricky flowers you would like to try, welcome to write some comments. Follow me on Instagram, olga.koelsch, subscribe my channel. See you next time. Bye bye.